Yeah, Melissa, thank you so much. Um, I remember it all too well. I was sitting in my office and all I hear is a door slam and crying and someone ranting on about people not listening to her and just embracing the frustration and the the anger that was coming out of the door. And I couldn't help but hear what was going on because it was right outside my door. And this person was in the bathroom sobbing, and I find out later it was our head of staff. And I'm thinking, what is going on? Why, what's the problem? And she's going on and ranting about, nobody listens to her. This tribe doesn't listen to her. Nobody wants to follow protocol. Nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we don't have enough workers. And it's just ranting. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a meltdown. Where is this coming from? So I let it pass. A few hours later, probably about 2 hours later, I go into this to her office to check on her to see, because by then she had come out of the bathroom, and I go into her office and I ask if she's okay, and she goes on about not trying to save a tribe, trying to make sure people are safe from this virus, and promoting vaccines, and making sure that everybody is taken care of, and that we're not listening as a tribe, and that we're going to be opening up doors, and ceremonies are going to take place, and people are going to get sick all over again, and people are going to be possible death, and she couldn't handle that, and her own family can't even get access to vaccines. And I said, hold up 1 second. We have been Native and Indigenous before time. This is who we are. I had to remind her that no matter what she could do or try to do or try to say, and the policies put in place is not going to save anyone. And remind her that who we are as Native and Indigenous people, our ceremonies have gotten us exactly where we're at today. Through all the resiliency, our ancestors that have prayed for us, through our creation stories. And there's parts in our stories where there's diseases and there's sicknesses. And I had to remind her, these stories are part of our being and who we are. We can't detour from it. We have to accept it, and we have to understand, not be afraid and fearful of what death might bring. In our Native and Indigenous cultures, death is part of life. It's like that across the board. But also to remember that these diseases and these sicknesses and illnesses that come with life are a part of that. But our ceremonies, our prayers, our traditions and our cultures that got us to where we're at today, because our ancestors prayed for us, because our ancestors practiced these things, and because we have herbs, we have remedies and holistic care that have been around for thousands and thousands of years. That Western medicine isn't the answer. But to remember that the respect of these diseases is exactly why we need to understand that our ceremonies and our cultures are why we're here today, why we are resilient, why we are the strong Native Indigenous people that we are today. And we have to remember that. Far too long we've come along with Western medicine and we forget these things. But it's not the only answer, because we've been here far longer than Western medicine has. And so has our remedies, so has our herbs, so has our medicine, so has our prayers. That spiritual connection to our ceremonies, to our ties, to who we are as Native and Indigenous people. So hold up. You can't save us from what? From who we are? That's history and culture repeating itself all over again with colonization. No, we are who we are, and we are strong and resilient because of that culture, because of those prayers, because of that spiritual connection. So, saving, that's not the purpose and the job here. The purpose is that spiritual connection. So, before she decided to find out if she was going to be okay or not, you have to be okay with where you work, who you work for. And I had to remind her of that, which was a big eye opener for her.